Stop. My name is Fid Chuli. Stop. With me as always is Dr. Fox. Stop. Our special guest tonight is Reverend Caller 23. Stop.
No, you stop.
Oh, no, it's because I realized that every time I bring in the show, Pease has to step all over my intro, and it took me a while to figure out that he was doing it on purpose. It became apparent to me that when I was doing the intro, it sounded a lot like a telegram with me telling Pease to stop talking at the end of every sentence I said. But Pease isn't here right now. He's actually in a Discord coma. So Dr. Fox, Fid Chuli, and Reverend Caller 23, all in person, all in the studio here tonight for our 2 hour or somewhere thereabouts, as far as you're concerned, production meeting, where we attempt to come up with one joke by the end of the broadcast. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling pretty optimistic, especially after the last couple of days we've had. And Caller 23, it's great to have you back in the Hypercube studios.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really
found
appreciate
your way
that.
through the labyrinth. We're very proud of you.
I appreciate that. I mean, that's really that touches. That's like an inky, dark, black tendril, like a tentacle reaching off of the alien sex god, reaching through all of the gelatin and horse hoof of this universe and touching a special nerve right down in my soul. That it's kind of like when the dentist's little pick touches that area on your tooth that makes that nerve shoot out in pain, is kind of like the way that that tentacle feels. The tooth clit. Yeah, is kind of the way that feels right now to me. You just touched my tooth clit.
Back off, Mr. Dennis, man. That was my tooth clit. Oh, you so naughty.
Oh,
You're a naughty dentist.
You nasty.
Ooh, look out for you.
Oh,
you
girlfriend?
You gotta wake up pretty early in the evening to get
like that
one over
touch your
my
tooth clit.
tooth
I'll tell you
clit.
something.
Hey,
you never want your tooth
I'll
clit
say it
touched
again.
again.
I'll say it 1,000 times. I ain't never tell a lie.
You told a lie.
Oh, yeah, you got me. I told a lie. What was the last lie that I told you, Reverend Caller 23?
Probably your age. I think you were saying, you were like, oh yeah, Reverend Caller, I'm definitely as old as you.
I'm definitely
like
over 18.
51.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I can render consent.
Yeah,
I'm definitely over
like,
18.
And then soon after, I come to find out that your driver's apparently they have color codes on driver's licenses where it's like under 16, over 16, identification card versus license, whatever, 18, whatever. Anyway, I didn't know this when I was looking at Dr. Chuli's identification card, which of course, because I was the bouncer at the club, was checking his ID just to find out, hey, who we, what? And next thing you know, turns out if it's like a yellow background, then it's jailbait. Turns out that it's Fid Chuli is totally jailbait.
As far as the state of the former Spanish Empire is concerned, then yes, I am totally jailbait.
But as far as the state of intoxication is concerned, you are, if there's grass on the field, play ball.
You know who else is jailbait? Even though Pease
yes, I do. Yes,
is
I do.
well above the age of majority, because he has
we
the
saw his picture. He's like
IQ of a
90.
5-year-old, it's still technically statch.
Oh, it's rape because
It's
he's
still
mentally
statch
retarded. Yeah.
with Pease, which is evidenced by the fact that he lost his way out of the cone of silence and is
Who
just
did?
now finding his way back onto the show. Reverend Pease,
Reverend
everybody!
Pease, woo!
Oh my God! What a catastrophe I had.
He
I
comes
had-
back out of consciousness after someone had
No, I had a-
maliciously thrown an
Pease
amyl
level
nitrate
is
his way.
way
I was-
high.
I was
It's like,
psychically.
well, I've never been higher.
I was.
Welcome back to the
psychically-
show.
Engineer Fox is scrambling to get the levels correct
Does
because
he have good levels?
he cannot rest until the levels are correct.
Until Pease comes in at the level that he has been ordained by God to begin with. First.
Oh, that's
I mean,
very.
because Pease is the most important part of the show. He's like the glue that holds this show together.
Well, that's all true.
So malleable.
Pease
It's
is
like- it's
he's the
incredible.
cum that holds the gym sock together.
Well, I think you're getting a little carried away now.
He's not the cum and he's not the gloss. He's the discolored stain.
You know, I don't
that's
know what it is.
underneath that tribute.
Let me stop you right there for a second, because I don't know what the fuck it is about the last couple of days where people just think they're gonna come on to Pease Turf and talk shit about Pease. Because Pease is done taking that shit from people. This is the wrong day to describe
All right.
Pease as cum or something like that. Because this is not the day to do that to fucking Pease. Not having any part of it.
Okay. You know something, Pierce? I hear you and I respect that.
He had a bad day
No,
today.
This is now officially a no Pease bashing episode. This is the nicest we're gonna be for a while. Pease.
I don't care if you're
I think
nice.
that, I think
I'm
that
just
you're a
not going to
gentleman.
be
and
abused.
I think that you're a gentleman, and also I think that you're kind of handsome. In all honesty, from one male to another. I mean, I'm not sexually attracted to you or anything, but I think I saw your pictures and everything. I think you're kind of handsome with that.
Give yourself some time. You'll become sexually. Give yourself some time.
I'm sexually attracted to you now. I'm
See?
just saying, but I've never had any kind of relationship like that. So go easy on me.
It's-
no troll.
it's so-
no troll.
It's similar to the one that I have with Timothy Oliphant, so I understand it.
What about
it
your
an
waterman?
online-
My waterman? No, we made peace. He's actually an admin on the page now.
Well, why don't you fill everybody in on the conclusion to the Pease v. Waterman Supreme Court challenge?
Yeah, I was wondering how this worked out.
Is that kind of my punishment because I was in my trailer during the production meeting? I have to come up with
No. You don't have to be here for the production meeting. We love you, Pease. Pease.
So what turns
you're
out-
a
what turns
handsome,
out-
We love you.
independent, individual woman,
It-
and
it
everybody
turns out-
loves you.
It turns out-
There's actually like, you know, behind the Today Show, there's like a pane of glass, and then there's a bunch of people back there cheering for the Today Show. Just imagine that they're saying peas.
Yeah.
We love Pease, and we love Pease's problems.
No, and I am serious. We
So-
love you, peas.
Everybody has
So-
problems, but if you're going to have problems, then you might
have
as
some
well
mine.
have Pease problems. It's the best. If you don't have a choice in the matter, and you have to have problems, have Pease's problems. Believe me, everybody, those are the problems.
Everybody
you
that
want to
had
have.
that, everybody that had those problems, even when I got back from day, people would DM me and they'd be like, "Peace, those were some really fucking tough problems that you had."
They were
They were-
serious problems.
they were
Those were
serious
some serious
problems.
problems.
There's not fucking around problems. Now I normally have 4 problems of those simultaneously.
4 simultaneous problems happening at the same time.
That is my for that prescribed amount of problem for that size. I take which is basically an inch by an inch, because those are 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch problems. You have 200 mini problems. No, 250 mini problems. No, 200 problems. Mini, super small problems on each one of those 1/4 inches of problem.
Yeah,
I think you have a problem. I think your problem is.
No, my problem is
a little
my
of your
problem
problem
not a problem.
goes a long way. Your problems are very. It takes a long time to deal with your problems.
You know, I don't know that I'm ever gonna have problems like that again too. That was such a. You weren't even there to meet the guy. The problem stemmed
The
from
guy that caused all of your problems,
The problem
Suboxone,
maker.
Suboxone Pete.
Captain. Savant.
Captain Problems.
Yeah.
Bless you, Captain Problems.
Nothing like a
God
guy
bless you.
with a lot of problems to like cause you another kind of problem.
It's traumatic, but you know what pisses me off the most about my problems is that I keep hearing people to be like, oh yeah, we had some problems too, and I'm like, how the fuck do you guys still have problems? I mean, it's like all the problems should be resolved. They should have been resolved a long time ago.
You should have been smart enough.
All
to
my
figure it out
problems,
by now, yeah.
all my problems are resolved, and I have problems at least once or twice a month for like the last 2.5 years. I'm concerned that I
like
won't
once a
have.
month. Yeah.
I'm concerned I won't have any
Useful?
problems. I'm concerned I won't have any problems because that guy has found Jesus or something. He doesn't do problems anymore.
Well, the problem with problems
Jesus is risen.
is that when you get accustomed to dealing with problems so much,
Yeah.
then when you don't have problems to deal with anymore, you kind of spin out because you don't know what to do.
Because
You know?
everything's going so well.
Yeah,
You're like, how do I
it's
continue skating this
psychological
perfect line?
warfare. It's psychological
It's basically
warfare.
psychological warfare, where they tell you it's like, well, first of all, I don't know
Part
what psychological
3.
warfare is, but then it's basically the sound of horses being mutilated in a factory, and then that sound amplified times 100 times, and then projected out of 1,000-watt speakers.
Move it along. It's radio.
House that
You
has
gotta
lights
move
on
the
it
word picture
all
along.
night
It's
long
radio.
and all day
Yep.
long under like
It's
tremendous
only
light, and then
I want you to
tremendous
think.
sound.
I want you to
of
think
horses
Hemingway
and
when you're
pigs
doing
being slaughtered.
Yeah.
And when they are slaughtered,
Fucking Russian
that
novelist.
sound repeated, looped. That
So-
10 seconds of a swine being completely slaughtered, looped
Give it all
6 times in a minute, and then 3,200 times in a.
I
You just
know it's
with
scary.
lights, high power lights,
I
and
know
helicopters.
it feels like
You've
a
got
leap of
you've
faith.
got basically your face, and
you
you
know
poke it out the window, and they're like,
this
"Oh,
world.
you're being
You
aggressive.
know
Now we're gonna shoot at you
waiting
again."
for this moment.
And then they poke
This
holes in your
is
building
what
to turn it into
you
what's
have
known as a
known is
Texas-style
coming.
oven,
your
where you poke a big
entire
old hole in the bottom to let
life.
oxygen in with their
This
tanks,
What
and
does-
then
what does
throw
this
a little
have
bit
to
of
do-
Molotov cocktail up
Every
in there,
test
and the next thing you know,
that
when it
you
starts
have
burning
ever
tremendously
undergone,
hot, like
the
way hotter than
results
people
of
expected it to be
every
burning as,
tribulation
then all of a sudden you're
you
like,
have
oh,
ever
we don't know
been
what
subjected
happened.
to.
It's just that we poked
This
holes in it
is
to make a
your
Texas oven out of
chance
it
to
for barbecue,
make sure
and then
What does that have
threw
to do?
and then threw a
What does that have
Molotov
to do with what
cocktail
we're talking
inside,
about?
and then the
your
whole thing
chance
caught on
to
fire, and then it
justify
burned really hot
all
and really
of
fast,
the
just like a Texas
tribulations
barbecue.
and the
we don't really
problems
know
that you
what
have
happened.
gone through,
Sir.
in the past. Now is the time for you to make sure that those do not go unsung. Speaking of singing, Reverend Caller 23 is a professional yodeler, and this is one of his musical tracks. It's called Psychological Warfare Part 3, and it's by Reverend Caller 23, and it's on Freethink Radio right now.
Rethink Radio.
Mr. Ricks, is there a consideration to use psychological warfare? Have you discussed it at all?
I don't know what psychological warfare is.
It was reported in the paper that you would play loud music, keep bright lights on the compound all night to try to agitate. the entire group. Is that a possibility?
We will not discuss tactics of that sort, but I would say the chances are minimal of doing that type of activity. Yes, ma'am. We will not discuss tactics of that sort, but we will not discuss tactics of that sort, but I don't know what psychological warfare is. I don't know what psychological warfare is.
It was reported in the paper that you play loud music, people write lines on the compound all night to try to agitate.
I don't know what psychological warfare is.
Reporters respond with a statement of their own.
Tactics of that sort.
Okay, buddy, we got Muzak in the cans. Later in the future, the folks at home can enjoy the Muzak in their cans. But it's time for the show, and you know what? This is our special episode for our Patreon subscribers. Just for you, our special friends. We're gonna do this for you. And everybody watching on Facebook, and we'll more than likely put it on the website too. But you know what, Patreon guys, we're gonna give this one to you guys first because we like you. You're such nice guys.
Go ahead, open up. Here comes that special content.
I'm glad that you could all be here with us this evening on a very special time for the show. You know, we've had a long week here, and it's been a long couple of weeks. It's been a long couple of months.
Damn straight.
But it was 2 months ago, a little over 2 months ago, that Fid Chuli decided to take up at the dormitory here at the Hypercube. And we've had a couple of artists, and Dr. Cosmac has been here with us for the past couple of weeks, and he's been flying from our compound here in the former Spanish Empire, Orlando, Florida, and working tirelessly on X-Day, the video game, which you can now experience as X-Day, the video game, the sequel. The demo. I got ahead of myself.
We made.
I got excited.
First.
I was distracted. There's a bun in here.
We skipped right to the sequel.
We've got wild wiffle pigs here at the Hypercube. These are small creatures with ears about 3 to 4 inches tall, and these ears, they use it to pick up different vibrations. And they love the harmonic resonators outside of the Psychoustics lab, and they tend to gather up by the exit. And so if you go up to the surface to grab a cigarette, you might bump into 2 or 3 dozen wiffle pigs.
And they secrete cubes of marijuana resin. out of them. It's the most amazing thing. If you've never seen it before, like a few of them will drop out at a time. These cubes, these like 1 centimeter by 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 1 centimeter.
And you just roll them up, and you smoke them. You smoke those wiffle pig resins.
Them scubites. It's
There
pure
may be
scubite.
there may be some slang here at the Hypercube that some of the engineers pick up over time. It seems that one in particular might be scub.
No, I'm sorry, Dr. Fox. I didn't mean to drop too many of our special slang words.
Our
I'm saying that.
secrets.
I know you told me, hey, spread them out a little bit more. Don't just say them all at once. I mean, just reach out and spread them all a little bit.
Tell everybody all of our dirty, dirty secrets.
He's teaching me how to do radio. I'm trying real hard. I'm doing my best. And he said I'm doing good. He said I'm doing a lot better than I used to do.
It's doing a lot better now that I'm back in my chair. It's been going great so far.
What do you mean now that you're back in your chair? You're not talking about that episode that never happened where you made me run the show. That wouldn't even make sense.
Yeah, there's...
Dr. Chuli, that was a fevered nightmare. I don't know how many times we've told you that never happened.
Fed, I don't think you ever hosted the show. I don't think I've ever left you in control of the consoles while I'm gone.
Actually,
There's
now that
too
you
many
say it out
buttons to
loud,
push.
it doesn't make sense. He wouldn't have done it. Yeah. But I had this weird dream that now that we're recording a Patreon-only show, I had this weird dream that just somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 hours ago, we were live broadcasting a show for which you were not present, and Reverend Caller 23, who's actually here right now, is tending to more important matters, and I hosted a show live on Freethink Radio that we didn't record, that I neglected to record.
Well, no, you didn't record it because it didn't happen.
Oh. So you can only record things that actually
Yeah, you remember you've been
happen?
here the whole time. You thought of me because I brought you soup, and when I brought you the soup and a glass of water, you sat straight up in your bed and you started screaming about something, the cleaning drones, or you were so. What was it you were saying? You were so fevered, and I tried to. I mean, we had already strapped you down, but you broke through
it's not
the
like any of
bondage,
your
and you
scub
sat
happened
straight
to
up.
get stuck in the front of the Hoover,
You're saying
the
something,
Robo
something.
Hoover.
Wait a
Was it?
second!
You said-
Don't pull the mic away from your face when you use the racial slur. If you
I
can
didn't
say
make
it
a
to
racial
me
slur.
and Dr. Fox, you can say it to the rest. Hey, it's just us Patreon friends here.
Yeah, we're just friends here.
Yeah, we all
Only
know.
friends.
We all know.
Only friends.
You're not even on camera. He's putting his face for a guy who talks about faces a lot, and for a guy who says that the Church of the Subgenius is what is it again, Reverend Caller? I don't want to misquote you on what Reverend names in the Church of the
name
Subgenius.
fag, something. See, Subgenius.
Something about gay faggoty.
A popular misconception about the Church of the Subgenius. You think Subgenius is like, oh, Subgenius means that they're just beneath genius. Totally false. It turns out that, in fact, the average subgenius is well below genius. Like, extremely far beneath genius. And so, it's just a popular misnomer that you think, oh, subgenius, oh, these guys must be pretty cool to deal with. But then on average, you look at the Facebook groups, you look at the report console, the next thing you know, you find that many of these guys are well below average. So
Pease just texted me and told you to cut to the chase.
Oh, I appreciate that. Actually, Pease had sent me a letter, and I received it via the post office already to tell me to stop with that conversation. So I got his letter about that. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop it now. You know,
He gets the address for. Well, he shouldn't have access to any of the data banks or anything. We don't.
No, Carrots cut him off after she caught him giving out their actual address.
Oh,
she said,
what was that address?
It's
again?
great
It
to
was
have a
something
new
like,
listener to the show.
2432.
Glad she was able to make it. Are you telling me this entire time that Mrs. Pease wasn't listening to Time for the Show? Why, here at the Hypercube compound, in the underground bunker that we have constructed, why, we play Time for the Show in every room as you walk through. Sometimes they're on various delays. You can hear the echoes of shows past reverberating throughout the hallways.
Weird. Actually, you can actually hear shows
event.
from the future too. You can hear the echoes
red
of
lights
shows from
are
the future.
spinning, the on-air lights are blinking, the smoke machines are going.
The drones are flying around, keeping you safe, cleaning up behind you. I mean, it's an incredible compound over here at Hypercube. For anyone that hasn't been here, it's breathtaking when you first drive in. It's one of those situations that really you can only see it aerially, but it's just something else. I mean,
and the turbines that power this place are pretty good.
The turbines are
place
incredible.
To, make a dead body.
I noticed that you
underwater
always
energy
park closest to
You
the
know what I
exit
mean.
door.
Just saying.
You know, we gave you the VIP pass so you go park in the VIP lot.
Sometimes you can't.
You know, I was hoping that you'd go park in the VIP lot.
well,
But
I didn't.
somebody,
there's
I mean, it's not that I
more than
park
me.
close to the exit or anything.
No, what
But
would
you know,
happen?
Just go ahead and deposit.
You're the first car I see on the way out.
Yeah.
I
With
can
your honk,
promise
if you love
you that.
Little
Oh,
Pig's bumper sticker.
don't take my
Yeah,
word for it.
and I actually, when I park there, I have a video camera in the car
body
that records
disposal
your car coming up and parking next to it,
They
just to make sure nothing happens.
the reason that their customer testimonials don't work is because none of them want to reveal who they are, so they are all like dash anonymous. But nobody found the bodies of the people that they killed, so let that speak for itself.
Safety.
Come on down, everybody. We'll throw your evidence right in the turbine, and it will become part of the energy that we use here at Hypercube to bring you this show.
It's a magic show.
And what a way to add dignity
With
to
real
the
magic.
life of a loved one that's moved on, than to really dignify them by making them part of the compound and part of the show like that.
In the most
Yes,
intimate
for
way
Patreon
possible.
members that give at the 1,000 cornerstone level, your ashes can be pressed and placed into a memorial brick here at the Hypercube compound. And you too can be a cornerstone member even if you're still alive by donating $1,000 or more to patreon.com/hypercube. We're not live right now.
We're
It's like
What a
we
steal. What a
I mean,
steal.
Just
there's
cut this
there's
out.
like the secret feed that I'm pointing to. That
Oh,
you,
hey, everybody.
You, the listening audience,
didn't even
you
see
don't.
you guys
You only
there.
get to listen to me point.
Who's watching?
But we're not even on the radio anymore.
Hey, Avery
I heard-
Hester. Man, I love it when people with real names watch.
That's a
Avery
real name.
Hester.
That's a real winner of a name.
You know what? That sounds like somebody who,
And they're gone.
They want to know what I'm doing and they don't like me and they have something against me. I think I might know who that is, who I don't want it to be. It could be any number of those people. Once you start accumulating people that want to get you,
Then
you
it's
know,
basically everybody.
you
yeah.
start thinking all of them are that.
Do you think people want to
Group of
get you
people.
fit? Who wants to get you?
I don't know.
It may be easier to focus on the number of people that don't want to get you.
Fit
Then at least
earlier
it's only like a few
on
Shorter list. Yeah.
on our production schedules for the week, we had material that we were going to go out. I believe even Pease was talking about it earlier in our Discord, available at Hypercube Laboratory or timeforthewebsite.com. And we had there had been a video shared to that, which I believe, I don't even know if the video is still available. Yes, if you go and look, it might still be there, but I don't know.
It was some striking footage.
It was some striking footage, and in this footage, Hypercube field reporter Fid Chuli, he was conducting an experiment on basking in the sunshine with new friends.
Yes.
And sometimes during these experiments,
the results were striking. Holy shit!
Striking.
everybody. Striking results abound.
fantastic. We have a counter here at Hypercube.
Yeah.
On the wall. That how many days since something has been broken? We don't have an accident board because let's face it. But we do have a last until things were broken, and we almost made it until the digital digits. We almost made it onto like the computer record with it because it's been off the paper for now.
We almost made it back up to 0, Dr. Fox, after you broke that thing.
All the way back around. And I broke a thing, which there is also footage of, which will be available on the Patreon. And, Fid, do you feel that now, after the events and the striking footage...
I broke a thing too. Somebody else broke my thing. Yeah. Yes, Dr.
Fid simply wanted to bask in the glory of our glorious sun in a local
his father,
park.
And his father.
And
the
his
ghost.
Father. Well, he got the ghost all right. As Fid, in an effort to protect Hypercube documentarian X,
Cameraman X, who is unbeknownst to Speed Asshole. Is his
Speed racist.
Speed racist.
And Fid ended up being confronted by a gentleman and his old lady, that's to quote, and took one clobbering to the face like from said non-friend. And this non-friend entity and his old lady were dragged away mercilessly by legions of show fans who came to Fid Chuli's immediate aid, and
there were several of them in the
handed
park.
him a complimentary piece of folded newspaper.
That's right.
An actual advertisement for Universal Studios, on which he was able to wipe the blood from his mouth.
Yes.
And nose.
And that piece of paper is now a artifact. It's a original, one-of-a-kind Chulian artifact. That piece of paper with all of my bloods all over it, that I folded up a couple times, so now it's like some kind of like genetic Rorschach. Yeah, that piece of paper exists, and I've gotten my use out of it. And
so, Fid, let me ask you.
Yeah?
How was it getting punched in the face?
Well, first of all, it was kind of a sucker punch. The guy was to my side when I asked his old lady if I could have a bite of her corn dog, which I wasn't sure if he was mad that I assumed that it was her corn dog, or
Instead of their corn dog.
yeah, but either way, he was kind of standing past my 90 on the right. I couldn't see him. He came in from the side, so he didn't really connect that well. To be honest, he didn't connect. He got me good enough to get me spouting, my soul sauce out of my effing face. But believe it or not, when he thrust me to the earth, and I landed on the concrete, and I bruised my sweet hip.
Yes, you have like a wound somewhere. Have we not uploaded
wait,
it?
We're on the radio,
Oh, are you on the
right?
Scab
We're on the
channel?
video.
But yeah, we
radio.
haven't even put it up on the Scab channel yet. You have to see these scabs that we're getting for you.
You have to taste
There's so
these
many of them.
scabs.
What does it take to find out about scabs? Fid, do you know?
All it takes is the equivalent of 3 American. Did I say 3? You know what? The inflation just kicked in. 4 American dollars, or the equivalent thereof.
The rehydrated scab level.
You can be a rehydrated scab level
Should-
Patreon of Time for the Show.
As much as I
which
wanna
will
quiz
grant
you on the
access
Patreon
to
levels.
the scab folder on Discord.
Sid's getting punched for the show.
Watch me get punched in the face. You know what? I take the time every week to annoy the hell out of you on this show just so you would want to see me get punched in the face. And now
And then you deliver that. Incredible.
you can literally see me getting punched in the face. Literally getting punched in the face. How annoying do you find me? Wouldn't you love to see me, the person that you're hearing right now, get punched in the face? For real?
Well, you can give $5 to patreon.com/hypercube.
And see it right now.
And you can see it.
It's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
It's not.
You know,
That
There's
is
joke
an
a lot
actual
on this show.
A couple
but
of
you can see
years,
that.
we've been trying to joke a lot on this show. But for the past few years, from the ground up, it's like, it's we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and now we're doing it, and it's frightening because the results show for themselves. The Time for the Show audience and our secret feed watchers, you can see this all here, and we're doing it for you. It's, dare I call it, entertainment.
Radio. See, we learned the trick to good radio is just let your arteries in your nose do all the work. You know what I mean? Just get out of the way of the arteries
art
in
comes
your
from
nose,
the arteries. Yeah.
and they will flow forth
I
with
hate
that
to use
bright
the
red
artery
content,
word.
that crimson content, that salty crimson content shall come a flowing. You just gotta get out of the way. It's so zen, man. It's like, just let the radio happen. Yeah.
Chill, bro. It's just radio.
It's just radio, bro.
I'm learning how to use the computer again.
Yeah,
We've
I
had so much
messed up
fun
all
over
his
the past
presets.
few weeks. I'm glad to say that all technical difficulties aside now, not being on live for the prior show, what would have been let me look at the calendar here. Here's good radio. April 2nd.
We're not live. I can,
April 2nd, we were going to go live, and due to a misunderstanding on my part and ignorance on my part, we did not broadcast the show.
and also some international sensitive.
But we received instant communication with Dr. Ellis.
Yes.
Who on the fly,
Praise
in
Dr.
a
Ellis.
group of people,
Praise
grabbed a laptop and installed the server. They were just.
He sounded like he was at a diner or something when we called
He
him.
was checking
We were like,
in
"We can't
on
get
the fly,
on
and I screwed it up. And he sacrificed time on his Canadian weekend of Monday night of not being able to do the show. And And so cheers to Dr. Ellis. Don't forget to check them out at patreon.com/freethinkradio. If you don't like us, throw his ass $1, because there's plenty more stuff on Free Think Radio other than us. Other shows. We had Riley from Antisocial Engineering on as a guest a few weeks ago.
They're on Thursdays.
At 10. And we get a lot of
Eastern.
tweetbacks from I'm sorry I cannot remember his name off the top of my head, but from the Share a Slice podcast.
Yeah, Snappy Twig.
Thank you.
He's there on Tuesday nights at 10 Eastern, right here on Free Think Radio.
And we'll talk about it on the Patreon too. And they're good guys. But it's been so we have a game demo out. You've gotten punched in the face. The bunny, the Wiffle pig, who has left the room now.
She has a cape.
She has a cape. And we will be producing a video here at the Hypercube compound where TV, the bunny rabbit, will be fired out of a cannon.
Yes.
And this will be happening. And
she's
all in promotion for the game.
The bunny has signed her life away.
We're casting a helmet for her little cranium now. Don't worry, there's holes so her big ears can stick through.
She's a real team player.
That'll keep her safe. It's all in the ears.
But again, not a joke.
There's a video game.
There is a real video
There's
game
a video
about
of you
X-Day.
getting punched in the face, and there's a video game.
An actual video.
And we just got out of the studio to record an album.
Yeah, like all of a sudden everything we're saying is true.
And
I'm
there's
used to getting
a
on this
live
thing
show
and
coming
spewing
up.
a bunch of made up crap and like pretending we had a show, but now like the content is overflowing.
We're booking Dr. Fox and the Right Angles across the board.
Yes.
We're being asked to play at multiple events throughout the year, and it's hard for us to even keep up. But the Right Angles is moving. Time for the show is moving. And everything in between. And, you slow down and you think about how much that we've got going on.
There's that crossover, though, too. Man, the Right Angles are going to be in the X-Day game.
Yeah,
if you
it's
like
happening.
the Right Angles, you can catch a MIDI version of a Right Angle song when you play the X-Day game and go to the stage. Dr. Fox and the Right Angles will be performing live in X-Day,
in the video game, yeah.
With performing a MIDI arrangement of a real Right Angle song arranged by me, Fidchuli, and processed by Doc Cosmax. So you know it's good because he's got his Cosmax stank on it. So it's all about that crossover. We're all like reaching over and jacking each other. All our content is jacking off all the other content. And
delicious content.
It's starting to warm up.
Meaty content.
It's thick. Yeah.
Veiny.
It'll all be there, including the commercial for the game. That's right, because as if making a video game isn't enough work, we shot a bunch of video to advertise the game.
Yeah, we've been filming the commercial for the game, for the fundraiser for the game. And it's one day at a time here at Hypercube.
It's insane.
When we do take breaks, the breaks that we've got, we had a day at the beach, which resulted in agony for most of us, agony and humility. We had
gardening.
There was the Wizard Staff evening.
The Wizard Staff debacle of 2018.
And there was what else? So many things that have. There was Easter, April Fool's Day. That was there's footage of that. That went over swimmingly.
That was when we pretended to read Nintendo Powers as a joke on the other people that didn't know that we were actually not reading Nintendo Powers, but they thought we were reading the Nintendo Powers, and then later we all read Nintendo Powers for real.
Surprise.
Yeah. And some people don't take too kindly when you read Nintendo Powers. They halt you. And they sequester you for a minute while they make sure that you're not reading Nintendo Powers in a way that's going to lead to any sort of like
Situation.
chicanery or like malhammery or like discosity, you know, or like East Consony, you know, or like, oh, look at this, Dr. Fox left again. He's like, oh, Fid, I took you on that dry run earlier. You seem to twist all the nipples on the screen.
What are you talking about?
Exactly right. What? Huh? What is that voice? Is that you, Dr. Fox? I thought you hath forsaken me.
This is the Me Show.
Oh.
It's all about me. Let's talk about me. Do you know what I like about Dr. Fox? I like that he's a professional. I like that Dr. Fox knows what he's doing. I like that Dr. Fox is in control. I like that Dr. Fox is a handsome man. Some days.
I would probably leave my teenage daughter with Dr. Fox and leave the room. I think I would do that.
I would let Dr. Fox
I'm gonna
brush
be a
his
cartoonist.
taint in the same room that my daughter brushes her taint. In fact, I would even let Dr. Fox and my daughter use the double-ended taint brush on themselves simultaneously, given that they face away from each other, as long as they put their respective petunias against each other and were thusly facing at a 180-degree orientation thereunto each other. They could go ahead, and as long as they did not violate that postulate,
are you there, Peas?
They could use their double-ended taint brush.
We miss you, Peas.
Peas.
Sad music is playing.
Peas is.
Let's just think of Peas to the sad music for just a moment. Peas.
My G.
Peas. Peas. You know, some people think that we're too mean to Peas. Do you think we're too mean to Peas? Caller 23, potassium level member of the Hypercube Patreon. Are we too mean to Peas?
On the contrary, I don't think you're mean enough. I mean, I don't think he's quite. I think you could ride him a little rougher. You know what I'm saying?
You know, Peas is the kind of guy that I assume that if he didn't hear himself on the radio, he'd leave. Or at least threaten to.
He'd have to pawn that neon on-air sign that he got. Now that he's got a sunken cost
because he wouldn't be on air. Yeah.
He got that neon on-air sign, and honestly, ever since he got that sign, he's been kind of lame. Peas was
starting to change
on fire. Boom, week after week after week, knocking it out of the park. Peas, that was his name. And then he stopped making the cover of Radio Illustrated. He got that sign.
Look at me and my
thought
sign.
He was hot shit. Yeah, it threw him off. It threw him off. It's a mistake
I was like,
too
wow,
many greats have made.
Peas has got his sign.
Yep.
Look who's showing up to the shows. Look who's showing up to the shows sober and on time. And who stays for the entire show. Peas.
And really adds a lot too. You know, he comes in.
He talks directly into his microphone.
Drunk.
Reverend caller.
And even his wife faithfully tunes in.
Would you enjoy a truism? Here's a truism.
Hold on, let me.
I was able to introduce some of the Hypercube staff to some of my kinfolk and all my other kinfolk. Can't meet them yet. But,
It's true.
you know, I was able to introduce them to my dad. And, you know, my dad listens to Time for the Show. And he had listened to an episode recently. And he said, "Who all's on the show again?" Let me see. "I heard you, Dr. Fox. I heard you." And he points over to Fid, and he goes, "Yeah, I heard Fid. Did I hear Reverend Collar, maybe?" And I said, "Yeah, he pokes in once in a while. What did you think of Peas?" And he said, "Who's Peas?"
He's like crushed styrofoam McDonald's wrapper that's totally flat and disregarded on the side of the railroad tracks.
I think that Peas likes
Totally
the
anonymous.
hate. Do you think he would even... He's not... I betcha he wouldn't even listen to this because he's not in it.
He's not in it. He only listens to the show.
So,
to
Peas,
listen
if
for
you're
himself.
listening, you need to make sure
He's
that
not.
you tell me as soon as possible that you heard this, so that you, when I ask you, have you heard all the shows, and you say yes, make sure that you tell me that, yes, Dr. Fox, I've heard all the shows, especially the one where you told me to tell you that I was listening to the shows. Remember that, Peas. Now is it fair to be mean to Peas?
Peas, if you're hearing this, as soon as you're hearing this, text me or Dr. Fox the number 460-597-980. Okay, that number again, Peas.
Is that the real number?
Text
That's the confirmable?
Text this
All right,
number
one more time.
to Dr. Fox
One
or
more.
to me on
One
the Discord.
more.
And it's pre-recorded, so you don't have an excuse to be able to go back. All right, 460-597-980. And then we'll know. And then you know what? And then we'll have a little special something for you. How about that? We won't say what it is. But if you can text either Dr. Fox or that, just a number. Just text that number and we'll give you a little special little nookie on the hood.
And if you don't, and until you do,
Then you won't know why we're doing what we're doing to you. Just so you know.
we'll get it in like, oh man. Oh, place bets now. Do we need a leaderboard?
Yeah, 2 minutes to post, everybody. 2 minutes to post.
I heard them all. Oh, we'll see now.
He's our boy.
I won't. Should we put him in the show notes? If he's not in the show notes, he won't listen to it. We don't list him. Just list Fid Chuli, Dr. Fox.
We'll just
Because he's not in it.
We'll just spell his
He's
name
on the
correctly.
Discord. He's just not talking to anybody.
If we spell his name correctly, he'll never find it.
He's just listening for the keywords. The NSA is going to be sending all kinds of SWAT teams to 64 North Dolby Peak Drive. San Francisco, Utah, 329-785.
Send your Nintendo powers to that address.
I was surprised, actually, that I did remember it. I tried not to commit it. He was asking me the other day, you want me to get the P.O. box? I said, no, it's okay, Peas. I think I'll get the mail. He's like, no, I'll get it, you fucker. I'm like, oh yeah, me fucker. I didn't get it. And I was at the post office the other day and I texted him, hey, did you get it? And I got the form.
Yeah, Peas.
I got the form.
Peas has enough problems.
Do you think
As it
we're really
is.
gonna list 2 P.O. boxes, Peas?
Come on, pal.
Here's your chance, Peas. You heard the show. You've texted the code. You want to get the mail? I'm gonna get the P.O. box. We got it with this month's Patreon funds. So yeah, thanks for sending us money. Now you can send us stuff. You can send us Nintendo powers
Yeah, Peas has enough
Bags of
problems as it is.
to a PO box.
We can get some of those into. I mean, it was just when we were with a musician friend of ours the other day. He seemed surprised that we had a hard time getting our hands on Nintendo powers,
Oh well.
and because he had access to like all the back issues, and
Privilege.
yeah. We've expired all of our white privilege. That's why we need you to support us on Patreon. We done burned through that white privilege. We taken the tube of white privilege and started at the bottom and just rolled it up. Just try to squeeze out any little bit we had left. Reverend Caller 23, how's your white privilege? Check yours. Could you open up the hood on your privilege and
Somebody
check
did
it
tell
really
me
quick?
to check my privilege, and I did just the other day.
Well,
Actually,
you're a white male.
How was it?
It's excellent. I mean,
He doesn't even have to talk into his microphone. That's how much
it's
white
excellent.
privilege he
Yeah.
has.
Exactly. I mean, you'll go back and listen closer.
This is where we have to. No, just because we're pre-recording doesn't mean we have to go back and like edit all the audio.
What?
Oh man, pre-recorded
No,
shows.
that would be rough.
This is a
That would be
live
rough.
We tried.
pre-recording.
Okay, we
Yeah.
did a pre-recorded
A
show.
live pre-recording.
Fuck
Finn
that.
worked on this show for like
It took-
3 days.
It took too long.
And it was consistent. He was actively working it, and I would drag him away.
And I just wanted to finish it. I just wanted to get it done. And it used to be, that's how we used to do the show. And now that we're doing it live, now that Dr. Ellis gave us the keys to Freethink Radio, and we can pop in there and just shit out a live show and just walk away and bam, just post it on the podcast. Now I remember why we don't do pre-recorded shows anymore. But we're doing one now just so that I have something
For
to do.
you.
Just to keep me off the
Our
streets. To
friends.
keep Fid Chuli out of trouble. We're pre-recording a show that he has to edit. And by he, I mean me. And by me, I mean I. And that stands for T, and that means trouble.
Uh-oh, someone come along and burst our bubble. That's in the Power Rangers movie.
Go ahead, keep going, because I'm not editing this out. This is a live pre-recording.
Are we cleared for the Power Rangers
This is
song?
recording on a wax cylinder, okay? I can't... Audacity does
On your
not
Edison
support
Victorgraph.
wax cylinder formatted recordings. This is as close to in stone as a needleized diaphragm can possibly produce. This
We're
is
carving it into the walls.
aluminum soap
You cannot escape this
with
show.
a big ass horn. I had to rent
The show
a
is still
5-foot
going.
brass
Will
horn.
the show ever end? The show continues.
God, I hope so.
The show continues. You are listening to Time for the Show, featuring the host talents of Dr. Fox, Fid Chuli,
Hi.
Caller 23, and occasionally Reverend Peas, who is known best for not being there. He's not there. I say, goodness gracious, did you ever hear the one about Reverend Peas? I know
no.
I hadn't.
Why no? Why don't you tell me? Go ahead. Do it. I dare you.
Do it.
Come on.
Yo, bros, just think we can swing around the back with just some foot bag. You got 3 triple axles in the last one, and I figured maybe I could do like a 5-point gesture.
Why? I could
Yeah,
decide
with
if
her
I
little
was gonna
football.
play foot
Let's see
bag
the
or
foot
watch
bag.
the lawnmower
You down for some
man.
foot bag, bruh?
The
Dude,
half
Brad,
axle,
come on
the
down for some
full
foot bag.
axle, the axle.
I'd like to talk to you
fully, The jester.
about,
kill that seagull, bro.
The Lord and Savior
Kill
Jesus
that
Christ.
seagull.
His bare feet touched this foot bag.
Only the penitent.
I was there, man. You weren't there, man.
penitent. Only the penitent God
Only
will
the
pass.
penitent man will pass.
Junior, that's my seagull.
Only the penitent man
I suddenly
will
remembered
play
my
the
shallow.
footbag.
Me are Amish.
This summer at a location near you, California Games The Experience. Line your children up for miles for your chance to play footbag with the pros. Learn how to cut waves, how to slice the pavement, how to slam jam, and thank you ma'am at California Games. Brought to you by Hasbro. Brought to you by Casio. Brought to you by Ocean Pacific. Brought to you by Lack of Self-Interest.
That's right. It's the third game in the California Games trilogy.
The best!
Stay!
The best.
game! The demo!
Are we gonna put footbag mini game in X Day the Gemo? The Gemo? That's the game demo.
If you pre-order,
the demo.
then you get the X game, the demo,
programmer
the
in
actual
here.
game. It's
Get him
X
back to
Day
work.
colon
Where's
the
my
game
whip?
colon the
Where's
demo
my person
colon
that I have whip
the
other people?
DLC colon California Games 3.
During
And
the
you
production
will
of the
get to
commercial,
play
they said,
footbag
Dr. Fox,
with
you should be
in-game
whipping
character,
everyone. And I said,
Reverend
no,
Doug.
I would like to be standing by,
Half-axles,
giving
full
instruction
axles,
as
axles,
someone
kill
whip.
that seagull. Do it,
And that's how it works. That's behind the scenes stuff. It's in the commercial.
but you have to get it now. And by
Forever.
And by now, I mean right now, like not when this pre-recorded session comes out. You have to get it now. If you're listening to this pre-recorded session, you're already too late. Sorry, brah.
Brett.
You're gonna have to get the season pass. X-Day, colon, the game, colon, the demo, colon, the DLC, colon, the footbag, colon, California Games, colon, Roman numeral I, colon, parentheses 3,
My
and
armpits are
parentheses,
filled with
colon,
bloated ticks.
the footbag,
My
colon,
armpits
the
are filled
season
with bloated
pass.
ticks.
.com.
Fuck you, Baltimore.
Hey, as a former Baltimorean turned Floridiot,
You lived in Baltimoreans? Were you there? You're not trying to like pull some fake street cred on me, are you, bruh?
I stumped some of that Baltimore ground. Hey, all you gotta do is listen to the way I talk. This is the way people in Baltimore talk. Ain't no way I'll be able to be this good at this accent if I didn't spend so much time around people who talk this way. They go down the ocean, they come on back, they go to like Ocala. Basically any word starts with no, which is kind of funny because like they're Baltimore Orioles, like their baseball team, they call them the O's because it's a one letter they can't pronounce. It's an O.
Caller 23, do you have any humorous voices?
Caller 23, you know how to
No.
do Baltimore accent?
Don't you know?
You ever spend any time up in
Don't you
Baltimore?
know how to
or
make
out, like
any
into like
silly
Virginia, like
voices?
Pennsylvania area?
Or just that one
Come on,
silly
hun.
face?
You can do it. Don't
that
be
you're
nervous.
always making.
This one right here.
It's not a
that
live
one.
show. It's
That
it's a
one.
pre-recorded show. Go O's. Joe Flacco, Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens. Edgar Allan
howdy.
Poe.
Still the show? It's time for the show.
We're allegedly pre-recording a show. But which is great because we can cut to
People are
music
allegedly
at
listening.
any time. We can just like cut to music like right now. Like for example, this song's called
And we're back. Time for the show. And that's how it
Damn,
works.
that was a hot number.
But you know we do.
My
You
toes
got
are
your
still
you got your
tapping.
headphones on. I'll tell you what. As I spin around in my chair.
Are we gonna do that thing?
That thing that he does, he's gonna do it.
We had some of those things.
Oh, that thing.
Got some of
Yeah.
those things, and we're gonna like break some of them out.
Oh, he's totally gonna do it.
It's X-Day, colon, the game, colon, the demo, colon, the unboxing, colon, of, colon, that thing, colon. That colon.
So let me just,
What do you got? Caller? Why are you
I
doing
got
this?
nothing.
You're doing all these hand signals like you're some kind of a third base coach over at Camden Yards. Like you some kind of like Bull Memorial's third base coach. Give me some kind of signals or something. Oh no, like are you telling me like stay? Or are you telling me like run, go home?
So
I'll go home?
for those of you
For the
listening
O's?
on the Patreon and wherever this might be after that, we have phone numbers that you can actually call and leave us messages at. And currently, the best number to reach us at is 321-765-3289. 321-765-FOX. FAUX. And you can reach us here at the Hypercube compound and leave us a voicemail. Here's what some of our messages have brought us.
Go ahead, voicemail caller. You're live on the air from your pre-recorded message. Reverend Caller's in the studio, but he's not going to be able to hear it. This voicemail is from friend of the show. There it is.
All right, let me just this.
Yes, caller. Dutifully answering our voicemails here. Dr. Fox is.
The 30s had seen the first generation of American industrial designers. Until the 30s, all pencil sharpeners had looked like the pencil sharpeners your basic Victorian mechanism had, perhaps with an acrylic hue of decorative trim. After the advent of the designers, some pencil sharpeners looked as though they'd been put together in wind tunnels. For the most part, the change was only skin deep. Under the streamlined chrome shell, you'd find the same Victorian mechanism, which made a certain kind of sense, because the most successful American designers had been recruited from the ranks of the Broadway theater designers. It was all a stage set, a series of elaborate props for playing and living in the future.
So that's one of the offerings that we've gotten in our wonderful voicemail box.
Man, I think I know who that might be.
And we've got another one here.
What the world needs now is worms, sweet worms. No, not for everyone, but for just ex-girlfriends.
Got that one in there.
Worms for ex-girlfriends. You heard it here. What else do we got?
And they call back, that's what they get. That's what they get. That's what they get. That's exactly what they get.
Wow, is that it?
That seems like there's some more.
There's more. These are great voicemails.
Alright, so you got some people's numbers? Yeah.
That was from that night that we did those calls.
No, it's not. Maybe.
Remember that time
that
where
one
we did
time,
those calls?
That one sacred
and we
time.
didn't cover our tracks all the way? Oopsie. And then some people got mad at us and they were able to call us back and tell us that they weren't pleased.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
It's time for the show.
Did you get that? Did he say that?
Did I say that on the radio?
He said that.
Whoa,
He
dude,
said
you didn't
that
record
line.
that, did you?
That hurt.
That part I actually
my
did.
Stomach
Nothing
got
else.
cold when you said that.
Dang.
Like I was like, "Woo!"
Dang.
Anyway,
I got
we're
them
bleeding
bunny buns.
into the late night comedy show on Free Think Radio. Stay tuned for old time radio and
Hi,
good
Ellis.
time chips.
Sorry,
Thank
Ellis.
you, Dr. Ellis, for turning over the keys to Free Think Radio.
I
And
hope your
we'll,
nuts
we
feel
didn't
better
ding it up
soon,
too
Dr.
bad.
Ellis.
We'll be back this week with more time for the show. Check us out at hypercubelaboratory.com. Time for the
you,
website.
Dr. Fox, I'm
.com.
Fitchuli, Reverend Caller 23, Dr. Cosmac, and Peas. You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah, take that.